Good day, everybody. It's Tammy, and this week's spiritual law is the law of reflection. And I've got a couple of things here to refer to. I'm just going to maybe be flipping around a little bit here. So, anyway, we'll start with this the law of reflection. Earth is an amazing place of learning where you are constantly being given an opportunity to look at yourself in a mirror. The mirror of the universe is so honest and accurate that your deepest secrets show up in the reflections you see of yourself. Every single person and situation in your life is a mirror and an aspect of you, as within, so without. So, if you don't like what you see in the external, the spiritual law of reflection is there to remind us that we take those things that we dislike and we look in the mirror and we change ourselves. I think this doesn't mean that at some point you'll be cured or fixed. It's just a great jumping off point for learning how to be more present and conscious of yourself and the way you move in life and have your way with life. So I'm just going to start there for a second and going to refer to something that I saved on my phone here. So this is what I was saying in regards to spiritual law is not an exact situation that works perfectly in nature. However, you can use it to improve your life and bring blessings to you and your family. It's fun to play with, and because you do often get results, is what it's saying here. So, some information I gathered here was the best way to work with spiritual laws of reflection is to focus on sending good vibes out there, also known as positive energy. Positive energy can be any energy, a thought, an emotion, anything that you carry, project and act upon to bring solace to all, including you, such as love, enthusiasm, confidence, motivation, or joy. This is what I have found that has brought me this intense level of reflecting love back to me was my Dear Human cards that I've been sharing with people. So by sending positive energy out there, you can expect to receive positive energy reflected back to you. It's just something that happens. And it's a reminder. So it also says, though in the natural world, this may come back to you in an imperfect way, and it may have imperfect, however, tangible results, even if you do it for a while. I'm not really sure. Let me see. Though in the natural world, this may come back to you in an imperfect way, and it may have an imperfect, however, tangible result, even if you do it for a while. Okay, so what I'm seeing there is, if you were helping the planet in some way, how would that look showing you the reflection back to you? It could look all kinds of different ways. This is all right because imperfect is beautiful and leaves room for many happy surprises. That's like taking all your expectations and putting them aside and just allowing life to show up in the way that you've put it out there. Make it good, right? You can send the energy you want to be reflected back to you out into the world, but you can't always control who responds or reflects that signal you sent out, because again, this is the natural world and there are far more variables. I really liked tapping into this because when we send things out into the universe, we need to release them with unconditional love and not have any expectations on what is coming back for any reason, or even what it looks like, or there's no need to ponder the brain activity that would conjure up such silliness. Just send it out there. Just sending any wavelength out there through energy or physical action, you receive a reflection of that wavelength back, however imperfect and delightful it may be. Okay, so I will be sending you something that I saw called the Spiritual Law of Reflection, 7 steps to practicing it in your daily life. I just thought that was a little interesting, so I will definitely share that. I won't say once I read it. I'm drawn to share that. So I will put it in the description below and send it to you in Messenger. So there's a couple other things here. The law of reflection, where we left off. Okay. Spiritual law of reflection reminds us to look in the mirror and change ourselves. When you understand the law of reflection, you never again try to get someone else to be different in order for you to feel more comfortable. You observe the outer and change the inner. So people in your life show you things, and if you perceive them as, I don't like that, there is something there, an aspect of you that sits inside to the level of your discomfort. So always look inside, especially if you find yourself about to judge somebody or about to label someone or give them some kind of a descriptive word. In this moment, I'm thinking of Marshall Rosenberg with the nonviolent communication. We always want to be as kind as we possibly can. So even if someone has an attribute that doesn't bother you at all, so it's still an attribute that reflects you, and you wouldn't even have noticed it. So the more a characteristic is in someone else that bothers you, the more your soul is trying to draw a reflection to your attention. So this is when I think of shadow aspects and the shadow self, and looking into maybe some Jungian philosophy around the shadow work. And I say anytime you're triggered, that is a key to your own healing. So on a positive note, take anyone that you like, respect, or admire, and think about the qualities that you like in them, and those qualities are truly inside of you as well. So the universe is showing you all kinds of beautiful things. What are you taking notice of? What are you talking about? Are you talking about what you like, not what you don't like? What you want, not what you don't want? Everything is a reflection. Water reflects your emotions and spirituality. So rivers, lakes, and oceans carry emotional and spiritual life force of an area. Water symbolizes, washes, and purifies. Fire is also a great transmuter of negative energy. The earth is solid. Think of foundational. Air has great energy. It represents communication and new ideas. Every part of your car totally reflects aspects of you. So does that mean when the tire blows, there might be a message for you in that? Maybe. The battery dies? Maybe. Pay attention to things that are being shown to you. Everything that you encounter is a message. So animals also reflect the qualities and characteristics of their owners. And I think of also, because we're complex people, animals totally reflect different aspects. There's so many people out there that look like their dogs. So all plants, animals, trees, and even crystals represent qualities. Like remember, an oak. What do we think of when we think of an oak tree? We think of a solid, dependable aspect. And insects are also reflecting and bringing us messages. Like one time in the summer this year, I saw 3 praying mantises in like less than 24 hours. So as I'm on this subject, I want to hop on and talk about this Spirit Animals, just a small little guidebook. And so that week had been a struggle. And so I saw these praying mantises. I saw the first one. I didn't think anything of it. The second one. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to go look. And then after I read this, I saw the third one. So I'm going to just read what praying mantis says, because this is exactly what I needed to hear that day. You could benefit from studying and practicing a martial arts discipline, such as Kung Fu, Qigong, or Tai Chi, that has a strong meditative and spiritual component. Make prayer, meditation, or contemplation part of your daily regime, even if only for a few minutes each day. Listen to your instincts and as to when to move forward and when to retreat. Spend some time in the natural world and practice being as still as you can for as long as you can, with nothing else to attend to except your breathing. Consider redirecting your energy by withdrawing it from whatever isn't working in your life and focus greater attention on what is working. So this is a really interesting reference book. The law of reflection. We are being shown what we need to look at. What we need to look at. Think of a garden. A garden would represent the gardener, right? I mean, it makes perfect sense. So whatever comes into your life, look into the mirror and see what it has to teach you. Understand the law of reflection. Expand our spiritual growth, looking at what life is telling us. Oh, this journey on earth becomes a fascinating and exciting experience, especially when you start paying attention to spiritual laws. It says, to find how you attract the reflection, be aware of how the person or situation made you feel. And I've brought this up before about the word makes you feel. So so it does give an example, and I'm going to add to this. For example, you make me feel inadequate. Shows you how you feel about yourself, not the other person. So you make me feel happy. That still means I'm happy when I'm with you. I feel happy. So, for further information on this, you can go to the next law, which we will be talking about next week, the law of projection, or our previous law last week was the law of attraction, or 2 weeks. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm going to leave you with this. Never try to change someone else, for they are reflecting you. Look within and change yourself. Namaste.